So, Grand Rising, everybody. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. So, this is the blank spot. We are a sublimation blanks and supply warehouse. And this morning, on this magnificent Monday, we're going live to share with you how to take advantage of our gang sheets. So, you can now build your own gang sheet. You can build your own gang sheet using our transfers by simply following a couple of simple steps. And then you can be successful in building your own gang sheet. Now, why is this something that you would want to do? Well, everybody wants the best bang for the buck. Everybody wants to get more for the money that they're spending. And if you're in sublimation and you don't have a sublimation printer or you don't have a printer at all, maybe you're looking for multiple transfers. Maybe you're looking for different transfers. Maybe there's been some options that you wanted to take advantage of, but they just weren't available. Now they're available. So you can now use our gang sheets. You can use our gang sheets and our transfers to build your own gang sheet. So I'm going to go through this quickly, but precisely. So it's going to hopefully make some sense and resonate with some people. Now, the first thing you got to be mindful of is that you have to understand that everybody's website is different. So don't be afraid to go and navigate somebody's website. You can't break the website. The only person that can break the website are the people who are in the back office. So you can't break the website. So as a customer, don't worry about what you're doing on your side of the website. You cannot mess it up. The next thing is you have to know our website. Our website is theblanksspot.com. That's TheBlanksspot.com. Remember, there's two S's, theblanksspot.com. So when you get there to theblankspot.com, you're going to get this pop-up. And it simply says that, hey, guys, if you're not a part of the Blank Spot family, you can get 10% off on your first order and exclusive access to free videos, other offers, and so much more. Now all you got to do is put your email in. That's it. You get notified. And if you don't want to be emailed, you still have the option to unsubscribe, okay? So you put your email in there, and then you'll become a part of our email list, and then we can go from there, okay? But if you decide that you don't want to do that, simply X this out. Not sure why you wouldn't want to be involved, but, anyway. So now, there's two ways to navigate to our custom transfers. There's two ways. One is this little search glass right here. Whether you're on your desktop, your laptop, or your mobile device, that search glass is going to pop up. It's just going to pop up in different areas, okay? On your laptop or desktop, it's going to be on the top left, and possibly on your mobile device, it may be on your top right. Either way, this is an area where you can search different items. So once again, there's no need to be afraid of somebody's website. There, pretty much every website comes standard with the search option, so you can search what you're looking for. If you decide you want to go that option, I would search custom transfers. Okay. If not, you can search printing and transfer services. Also, if that doesn't work for you, you can simply scroll down. It's on the front page, and we're going to pause right here for a minute. Here's another discount that we give to individuals who are current and former military, U.S. military, and any family members as well, and then also anybody who is a first responder. That includes law enforcement, fire, emergency medical personnel as well, and also teachers. Okay, so you may qualify for a 15% discount every time you shop with us by simply filling out this GovX registration. So you claim the discount right there. I had to say that. Okay, so now got different things on the front page, but if you scroll down to custom sublimation prints, this is where you're going to get started. You can either upload your own image or you can use our transfers to build your gang sheet. Isn't that cool? A lot of companies don't offer that option, but we do. So now let's go ahead and see how you can get started. So of course, right here, this little rectangular box that says shop here, we're going to get started right here. And every time you click in a page, it sends you to a different page. So now Here's your custom sublimation transfers gang sheets. Okay, here's your gang sheets. Now, I misspoke the other day when I was live, but I'm going to clean it up. There are 5 gang sheets that you can use when building your own gang sheet. The 5 gang sheets are the 44 by 60 inch gang sheet. You have your 44 by 40 inch gang sheet. You can use your 24 by 60 inch gang sheet, your 24 by 24 inch gang sheet, and then also your 13 by 40 inch gang sheet. All 5 of those gang sheets can be used to build your own gang sheet. So build your own gang sheet, guys, using our transfers. You build your own gang sheet using our designs. And what we've done is we've uploaded our designs into our system. Here's some other sheets that you can order if you want smaller sheets. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to share this with you because this is the most beneficial gang sheet. The most beneficial gang sheet, the most bang for your buck is going to be the 44 by 60. The 44 by 60 is the most beneficial gang sheet. So I'm going to select the 44 by 60. Okay. Once that gang sheet comes up, it's going to ask you some questions. Of course, you see the price right there. The 44 by 60 gang sheet is only $37.99. Okay. So if you guys are just jumping on, you'll be able to go back and check this out on our YouTube channel or our Facebook group, our private Facebook group. But what you're doing is you're going to the website, theblankspot.com. You're going to find the custom sublimation prints. Once you're there, you're going to scroll down and you're going to select your gang sheet. Once you've selected your gang sheet, you're going to have to answer some questions. Okay, you're going to have to agree to the following, because just like any other large business that prints, we have rules and regulations, and we have a standard way of doing things. So the first one that we asked you to agree to is to please allow 24 hours production time. Now we're going to have to change that because people read into things. That's actually 24 business hours. We're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. We're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So in order to go forward, you have to agree. The next one is we're not responsible for images that are pixelated or blurry. We will not size your image. You will have the ability to do that once you get that uploaded in the design program. How your file is placed in the design program is how we're going to print it. So we're not offering the service to adjust it. So that's why it's important to connect with us on these videos and learn how to use our services so you can actually take advantage of them. Okay. So we're going to agree to that. The next one says we're not responsible for colors. The colors may be slightly different depending on the printer used, meaning that we're using a sublimation printer. Most people out there that are printing are using converted printers. They can still sublimate with them, but the colors are going to be different. So don't be surprised that if your blues look bluer and your reds look redder, because we're coming from a sublimation printer. All right. So smaller sheet sizes, that doesn't apply anymore. So we got to move that. Now, do not mirror your artwork. Don't flip your artwork. Understand, and I understand that when you're printing on your sublimation printer or your printer, it's required that you mirror the artwork, but you don't have to do that when you send it to us because our software already mirrors the image. So when you send us your image, if you're uploading, when you send us your image, send us your image directly, just like you see this custom sublimation prints design image up here. Don't mirror it, because if you mirror it, we may not catch it. Okay, we're not looking for that. We're bringing it up and we're printing. Okay, so you want to make sure you agree to that. And then the last thing is we ask that you do not use the remove all white feature. Don't use that, the remove all white feature in the design program. Okay, so once you agree to everything, it now allows you to either upload your file, or you can actually when you click on the upload files here, it's going to take you to be able to upload your files, or you'll be able to actually use our transfers. You can choose your quantity right here. You may want several gang sheets. Okay, so we're going to keep it with one, and we're going to select upload your files here. it takes you to the design software. Now, be mindful, ladies and gentlemen, I am using a laptop. Okay, using a mobile device can work with a mobile device. However, our software is not user friendly for mobile devices. So if you're using a mobile device and it works once and you say, hey, I'm good to go, well, it may not work every time. It's not user friendly. Okay, so I would recommend you get on the laptop or you get a desktop. And if you don't have that, that might be a great investment to invest in. Okay, so it says, welcome to our game sheet builder. Here you can sign up or log in to your account and reorder previous projects. Okay, so we're going to X that out. Now, what you see is a design space. You see a design space. This area right here is your design space. And the measurements are 44 inches wide by 60 inches long. That's the game sheet that I chose. So now what's going to happen is we're either going to upload our own file, which we will go here. It's going to take me to my pictures or my downloads or whatever. I upload that file. It's going to appear on the left-hand side. Okay? Depending on how fast your internet is, this is going to determine how, and your processing speed of your computer device is going to determine how long it takes it to upload. So this is not the time to spaz out, because right around now, it's not uploading and you calling and you trying to find out what's going on. Just, kind of be patient, okay? Kind of be patient. So now, this is the tumbler wrap that I have right here. It just happened to be in my downloads. In order for me to get this picture to the design software, I'm going to have to hover my mouse over it and click. Once I click, it ends up in the design software. Now I'm ready to size my image. Okay? So, I want you to pay attention to these numbers right here. These numbers right here are the size of the image. So the image is right now 9.31 by 8.19. That's the image size. Okay? That is the image size. So there's a couple of things that I want to do. I already know, because I did the test already. I know, and this is a 20-ounce tumbler wrap. I know how many 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler wraps will fit comfortably on a 44 by 60-inch game sheet. Remember, that's 5 feet of sublimation paper, y'all. 5 whole feet. So I know how much will fit on here. And in order for me to get it on here and make them fit, I know how I have to manipulate it. So this is something that you're going to have to learn as well. So now what I'm going to do is my controls are up top. You see something that says undo, redo. Select it. You can duplicate. You can position it. You can flip it, or you can rotate it. It's already highlighted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. That's what CW is. Now that I've rotated it 90 degrees clockwise, my width has changed. My width is now 8 inches wide. Instead, before it was 9 inches wide. So now it's 8 inches wide. Now we're going to do some basic math, okay? We're going to do some basic math. 8.2. 8.2, all right? So I'm going to bring my calculator up, because this is where a lot of people get lost at. So I got my phone, and I'm going to bring my calculator up. This is where people get lost. 8.2. Sorry about that. We got 44 inches wide. So 44 inches divided by 8.2 inches. That's 5.36. That means that I can comfortably put 5 images inside this design software going straight across. So this is my design box. That means that I can comfortably put 5 tumbler wraps going across because I turned it. If I were to leave it going in 9 inches wide, that would only give me an opportunity to put 4 across, and I would lose space. So I'm gonna show you how it came in. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you how it came in. That's how it came in at 9 inches wide. So now I'm gonna highlight this, and I'm just gonna move it to the top left corner. Now, if you can't see over here to the right, there is a percentage, there's a reset, a plus, and a negative sign. This is going to make the string bigger. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. It makes the string bigger. As the string gets bigger, your image may disappear. That's because it's sliding down. So you're going to take that slide bar, slide it back up so you can see. I want to make sure that my image is in the design software and not outside of the border. So that's why I made it bigger. Okay. So I want to make sure that I get as much as I can get. Okay. So now this is how it came in. Remember, it's 9 inches wide. So if I want to duplicate this, I can select duplicate here, or I can scroll down where it says autofill. Highlight that again. I can go where it says autofill, and it says number of copies. Direction is going to the right. So I can do 3 copies, and I'll duplicate it. You see that? Now, because it is 9 inches wide, it only allows me to get 4 going wide across. Okay, so let's keep on duplicating that so we can see how many it's gonna allow me to put on the sheet. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so we can see the sheet. How many will it allow me to put on the sheet if I keep it like this? And I'm here for any questions, guys, that you got. Okay, so I am done, and I'm going to count them up. Okay, I'm going to count them up. Make sure you guys can see this. I'm going to count them up. I was able to go 4 across, and I was able to go 7 down. Okay, 4 across and 7 down. 4 times 7, 28 all day. So this way, I'm able to get 28 designs on here. That's a lot of designs. You're actually investing $37.99 to get 28 20-ounce skinny straight sublimation tumbler wraps on here. All right. So now that's what I can get if I turn it 9 inches wide. Now let's see what happens if I turn this, and I'm just going to undo. Let's see what happens if I turn this, if I rotate it. If I rotate it. This is the software for our printer. This is not design software. Okay, this is the software for our printer. And if you're just jumping on, what I'm doing is I'm showing you how to order gang sheets from us, either uploading your own image and or using our images to create your gang sheet. So you get to build your own gang sheet, guys, using our software. So now I've rotated this. Now instead of being 9 inches wide, it's 8.2 inches wide. And now I'm going to hit the autofill. And instead of 3, I'm going to go 4. 4 across. And I'm going to hit duplicate. You see what's going on? So let me make this a little bit smaller so y'all can see how to get the best bang for your buck using our gang sheets. Don't get lost in the sauce, y'all. The whole demonstration is supposed to be to show you how to use our gang sheets to build, how to use our transfers to build your own gang sheet. Now I'm done. Are y'all ready? We got 28 on the last one. right? We got 28 on the last one. This one, I was able to go 5 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 down. 5 times 6 is 30. So if I turn this, if I rotate it clockwise to where it's 8 inches wide and 9 inches long, I'm able to get 2 additional skinny, straight 20-ounce sublimation tumbler wraps on this gang sheet. That's a total of 30 transfers. 30 transfers. Now, here's the kicker. When you're using our software and our designs, you can put any tumbler wraps on there you want. You could put any transfers on there you want. You could put any designs that you want that we have on there. You can use some of yours. You can use some out. It doesn't matter. We don't care. So now I'm going to clear this gang sheet. See if I can just undo everything. Take my time and undo. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. So now that's how you actually upload your design. Now, how do you use our designs? It's going to be just as simple. You choose your gang sheet. You've gotten to this point, and you're at the design software, or the adjustment software, should I say. You're going to click on our designs. Once you select our designs, we have a list of collections that pop up. The collections are going to look similar to the ones that are on our website. So now, let's say you're getting ready to do a large order, and you had a large order for these election transfers. And this is what's going to bring somebody, it's going to bring this to your attention right here. This is going to catch your attention right now. These are the election transfers that we have. These are the election transfers that we have, okay? And these election transfers are available in our build your own gang sheet option. So that means if you have an order for any of these transfers, you now have the ability to use our transfers, once again, to build your own gang sheet, and you can size it how you see fit. So if you guys are just jumping on, Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. This is Eric from the Blank Spot. We're Sublimation Blanks and Supply Warehouse. We're introducing to you one of the new features that we have on our website. You can now use our images, our designs, to build your own gang sheet. And the option is available right now. So instead of paying for each image individually, you get to put as many images on here and size them however you want to size them on your gang sheet. So let's go ahead and do I'm going to do an example, okay? Now let's say you have someone who wants to purchase the Chucks and Pearls, all right? Now I want to go over here. Once I click on this picture, once I select my picture, I'm clicking on it. Once I select it, it slides over to our design software. That's where you can actually adjust the size, right? So now I'm going to select graphics now. Graphics is going to allow me to, once I'm going to click on this again, graphics is going to allow me to see what size this image is. That image came in at 5.8 by 2.68. 5.88 by 2.68. So now I want to adjust this size. I want to put this on I want 12 inch wide transfers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit change. And then you're going to notice a lock right here. You're going to notice a lock right there. Okay. So I hit change and you're going to notice that lock. Now you don't have to worry about that lock unless you want to change each one individually. If you want to do that, you can unlock it. But when I change this, it's going to adjust automatically. You see it just adjusted? It adjusts to 5.48. Now let's say I change that to 13 inches because I want a large one. It's 5.393. So I'm going to click outside. It says change. It just adjusted my transfer size. Now, what happened was when it adjusted my transfer size, I now have what's known as this little triangle. It's like a little hazard triangle. It's telling you something. It's telling me that, okay, my resolution may not be great. So I'm going to click on that. So even if you have your own pictures in here, if your resolution is not good, all you want to do, or you think it may not be good, all you have to do is increase the size. Take a look at your picture. If it looks clear, then it's good to go. The software is really sensitive. Okay? The software is really sensitive. But 9 times out of 10, especially if it's coming from us, if it's our design, we already know the resolution is great. Okay? But if you're uploading something and you have a question or there may be an issue and this triangle comes up, that's indicating that the resolution may be low. Remember, DPI should be at least 300. That's your dots per image. I want you to think about that, okay? I'm not here to teach you how to design, but if you can use our software and kind of understand the verbiage and the reason why things happen, this will not just help you out here, but it'll take you to other places and other companies if you decide to go somewhere else, okay? So now, I'm going back to 12 inches. All right. So this is 12 inches. Let me see. Once I change it, I have to select change. Okay, so now it's 12 inches. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to slide it to the far left corner. So I have to make sure I can see my design software, my design space. I have to make sure I can see my design space. And if you move it with your mouse, 9 times out of 10, it's going to kind of like pop in that corner. Okay. So you want to max out your space. Now, we already know that we only have 44 inches wide on this transfer to work with. Okay. So now what happens is you can now do your math. If I have 12 inches wide and I have 44 inches wide to deal with, I'm simply going to do one or two things. Here's my calculator again. There's nothing wrong with cheating. Some of y'all are worried about how you look. 44 inches divided by 12. That's 3. That means we can get 3 designs going left to right. You can get 3 designs going left to right. Okay. If I were to turn it clockwise, where it was 5.48 inches wide, then, and you'll see, and this is where you have to play with it, 44 divided by 5.48. That means I can get 8 on there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the autofill and I'm going to do, since I know I can get 3 across, I'm going to do 2 to start filling up the page. So now that's me filling up the page. You can do as many as you want. It'll stop once it's full. So now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, bring it up so you can see. We still got some space, right? We still got some space. So I'm going to keep on duplicating. And it lets you know right here, it's a 0.2 inch gap between the two. So you know how much space you have to use to cut. Okay, so now this gave me 3 across and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down. That gives me an option of, that gives me 30. That gives me 30. So I can get 30 of these transfers on here. Now, I still got space over here. And I know that this is 36 inches with a 0.2 gap in each side. So basically, if I do 36 inches, I should probably be able to get 36 minus 44 minus 36. That's 8. I should probably be able to get some more on here. So I'm going to go back to the graphics. I'm going to go to our designs. I'm going to select another one. It's there. I'm now going to go back to graphics, highlight the one that just came up, I'm going to change it as well to 12 inches. Select the change. It's here. I'm going to take it and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. You can kind of see what's going on in here. I'm going to move it out of the way so you can see what I did. That's this one right here. So now, let's see how many more I can get on here. Keeping in mind, I don't want to go out of bounds. So now, I can go to the autofill. Or can I? I cannot. So let me select this. Go back to graphics. It's not there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to duplicate. So I duplicated it twice. And all I'm doing is dragging it down. The whole idea is to fill up your gang sheet with as many images as you can without overlapping them. See, when it hits that red, that's showing that it's overlapping. Without overlapping them and getting the most bang for your buck, right? That's what people want. Now, be mindful if you do have an image that is blurry or distorted or that is pixelated. Yes, there is free software that you can use to adjust your image, but let's just be honest, a lot of the free software may not give you what you want. You have to understand dots per image. A lot of people decide to try to change the DPI, the dots per image in Canva, and sometimes it does not work out. Canva being one of those free options. So just remember, you want to have quality pictures if you're using your own images. You want to have quality pictures if you're using your own images. And I mean, don't get upset, man. If you got a jacked up image, it's just a bad image. Just understand that this can be a learning option as well. This can be an option to learn. So I'm just moving it up just a tad bit. So I may be able to get one more on there, but I doubt it. I think I'm done. I'll try one more to see, okay? And it says, warning, the image has lower resolution than recommended, okay? It's currently at a 147. They recommend 300 DPI. So I'm just adjusting so I don't overlap. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to try to duplicate this one and see if it fits. And it's not going to fit because it's off the page. So I'm going to go back. And now, initially, I had 34. Listen, I had 30 images. I now have 34 on this gang sheet. Okay. This is a 44 by 60 inch gang sheet. Now, I'm going to undo everything. And I'm going to do it one more time. For those of you who didn't see it, remember you can definitely go to the YouTube channel, which is where we are hosting this video. You can go to the YouTube channel and you can watch this video again. You can skip around and do whatever it is that you need to do. Our YouTube channel is The Blanks Spot. Okay. So just know that although I'm broadcasting to this particular platform that you guys are seeing, you're asking questions on, I cannot and won't try to put this video on here so it can be replayed. So you have to go to the YouTube channel. So now I'm going to delete this. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to start from scratch using our designs. Okay. So there's a couple of options that you have. This is just something that came up. Let me go back one more time. Give me 1 second. We're going to change this. Now, so if you want to go back, you just have to change. So these are the designs that we currently have in here. You have Christmas. You have the special edition. Those are the election transfers, faith and inspirational, football. That's both apparel and tumbler wraps. We don't have everything in here. So just take advantage of what we do have, okay? So now let's say you're going to go with the football tumbler transfers. Okay, we got 3 different football tumbler wraps. We always select, if you want to use our images, you're always going to select our image, our designs. So we are looking to do different images. So I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select this one. Don't mind me. Okay. All right. So once I select my designs, I'm going back to the graphics. And I'm just going to pull these designs apart. That's all I'm doing. I know I have several designs on here. I'm going to pull them apart. Once again, I'm not here to confuse you. I want to make this as easily and as quick for you. So this is if you're doing multiple at one time. Okay. May have not been the greatest example. So let me go back. I'll do one at a time. Our designs. We're going to the football tumbler wraps. Click on the design and it will appear in your design software adjustment space. Okay. Once you're there, you want to make sure if you're doing football wraps, you want to get as many as you can on there. So what you want to do is you want to, just a recommendation, rotate it clockwise to where the 8.5 is going widthwise and the 9 point something is going lengthwise. So once I hit this, I'm going to go back to graphics, highlight that. Once I highlight it, it lets me know what the dimensions are. So now I'm going to put this in the corner. Once I put this in the corner, you can either duplicate it or you can do an autofill. Let's see, hold up. A little slow. Okay, so I can either duplicate or I can autofill. Remember, your image has to be highlighted. If it's not highlighted, it's not going to do what you want it to do. Okay. Remember, if you're just jumping on, I'm not designing. I'm not teaching you guys how to design. I'm teaching you guys how to order the gang sheets from us using our transfers. So this is a build your own gang sheet. Okay. Feel free to speak before you come on and ask questions too. That's just, hey, drop your city and state. Let us know you tuned in from. You probably hit your For You page, but drop your city and state. Let us know you tuned in from. We're talking about building your own gang sheets. Building your own gang sheets using our transfers. Once you have your image highlighted, I'm going to autofill. I have the number of copies up here. So I earlier determined that I can get 5 across. So I'm going to go ahead and make that 4. Once I select that number here, 4, I'm going to duplicate. It populates with 4 going across. Now I'm going to choose another design. So I'm going to go back to our designs. And this time I don't want football transfers. I'm going to go to I don't want the tumbler wraps. I'm going to go to the actual transfers. Okay. I go into the transfers and my favorite team is the Saints. So I'm going to find the New Orleans Saints. And I'm going to click on that picture. Once I click on that picture, not what I wanted. My computer is going a little faster or slower, should I say, than I wanted to go. Okay. So going back into our designs, make sure you select the one that you want. I was a little impatient. While it's still populating, just be careful because it's still going to bring it up. Remember, these pictures are coming from a server. Okay. So I'm selecting this picture right here, this image, and I'm going to take it out of the way of the other picture, of the other images. So now, once I do that, I'm going to click on graphics. Once I click on graphics, I have to highlight this picture. it's letting me know that this image is 11 inches wide, but it's also 16.62 inches long. Now, do I want to keep that or do I want to change it? I'm going to change it because I like wider pictures. I like my images to be a little bit wider. So I'm going to change this, and I'm going to change it to 13. Once I change it to 13, it automatically gets bigger, and now it's 19 inches long, okay? I'm going to select change, and now when I changed it, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's red right now. That means it's overlapping. So I'm just going to pull this down to where it's no longer overlapping. Try to get as close as I can to where it's not overlapping. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple more. So I know it's 13 inches. It's 13 inches wide. And remember, I got to know how wide it is. I have to know how wide it is on my design space. So I have 44 inches wide. And in order to know how many I can get across, because that's the biggest question, how many of these size images can I get on the gang sheet? You got to go to the gang sheet and you got to put them in there and size them yourself. All right. So now I'm going to change this. I'm going to add this. I'm going to hit autofill. And when I hit autofill, I'm going to change this to 2 because I know 3 can go across. 3 times 13 is 39. So I put 1 too many. Hit the autofill. And I hit duplicate. Okay. I hit duplicate. So I've gotten 3 13-inch apparel transfers on this gang sheet to include 5 tumbler wraps. Now, someone asked me, can I do a down? Yes, you can do a bottom. Okay. You can do a bottom. You can actually do the autofill and do it on the bottom. So let me show you how that works. I have to have something highlighted, which I do. And when I duplicate that, that's where it goes. Hit the bottom. So I can only put 1 there. That's all that fits. So you can change it up if you want to do right, if you want to do bottom. Bottom line is, whatever makes it easier for you to get your transfers on here is going to be what you're going to do. Okay. Now I've taken up a lot of space. With these wider transfers, but I still have space on here. So if you look at this and notice, this is a 44-inch by 60-inch gang sheet. I'm hitting at about 28 inches right now. So I've got 28 inches going down. Okay. I got 28 inches going down. It's 60 inches altogether. So I got about 32 inches to work with to fill up my gang sheet. So I want some other things on here. So I'm going back to our designs. And I'm done with football right now. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to slide over to the teacher. Because, the teachers are back in school right now. The teachers are back in school. And there's lots of teachers who are looking for transfers and lots of people who are looking to provide them for the teachers. So I'm going to select a couple of these transfers, one at a time. So once I select it, it shows up on the design space. I'm going to adjust it to where it's as close as it can be without overlapping. If it hits the red, if it touches red, it's overlapping. Okay. So now, once I have the image on here, I go back to graphics. Once I go to graphics, it's no longer highlighted. So I have to highlight the image again. Once I highlight the image, it lets me know the image is 12 inches wide. 12 inches wide, okay? So now I want to do 3 12-inch teacher images. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it just like this. It's 12.18. So I'm going to keep it like that, and I'm going to select autofill. And the reason why I'm going to the right, guys, I can go to the bottom if I want to, but I am now running out of space. So I got to be smart about it. So I have 2 more copies. They're going to go to the right. I'm sorry. And I had it on bottom. I need to turn it back to to the right. And I duplicate it, and my images are going to the right. Okay. Now, this is helping you to fill up your game sheet. Hopefully, you're understanding this. Hopefully, this is resonating with you. Okay. I have more space down here. So I want to put some more designs on here. So I'm going back to our designs. Going back to our designs. I'm going to do another teacher image, but this time I'm going to do a small one, or one that's not that it doesn't have a lot of height. Same concept. I'm going to take this image, and I know this image is wide. Okay. It's probably coming in wide. That's okay. Before I do anything, I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. Why am I rotating it? Because I know I can get one right here. I can get one right there. Okay, if I need to, I can get one right there. But I'm going to take this, and I am going to now go back to graphics. I want to see what size it is. It's 11.84 inches by 4.97. So I'm going to change this to 12. And when I change it to 12, it automatically goes to 5 inches in height. And I hit change, select change. I make sure that this is not overlapping. And now I'm going to go to autofill. I'm going to go to autofill. And I don't know how many are going to fit, but I know that this is 5 inches wide. So I know that 40 divided by 5 is 8, but it's not exactly 5, and there are spaces. There are spaces in between the image. Okay, there are gaps between the image. So I'm just going to go with 7. Okay, I'm going to go with 7. So I'm going to change this number right here to 6, plus the 1 is going to be 7. I'm going to duplicate it. Bam. Looks like I can put another one in there. I don't know what happened. Maybe it will fit. Let me go back to my graphics and see what size it is. 5.4. Oh, my bad. It's 44 inches. It's 44 inches wide, not 40. So I can definitely put 8 on here. What was I thinking? And the reason why, guys, I am doing the autofill and then duplicating it, because what happens is, and I'm going to show y'all this. When I autofill and then duplicate it, it's easier for me because I don't have to move everything. I don't have to adjust everything. Okay. So I'm going back up here, and I'm going to autofill. And instead of 6, I'm going to do 7. And I don't have to adjust anything after that. It's in a straight line. It's right there. Okay. So I got some more space on here. Y'all know that, right? There's more space on here. So let's go back to our designs. And I'm going to select change right here to get the rest of them. And you know Christmas is coming up, y'all. We're not going to talk about that right now. Let's see. Faith and inspirational, okay? Faith and inspirational. Now, let's say that I want to do some coffee mugs. I'm not done yet. I want to do coffee mugs too. And I don't know what size I really want, but I know I want that on a coffee mug. So I'm going to pull my coffee mug out, and I'm going to measure, okay? I'm going to measure, pull my coffee mug out. I'm going to measure the height. I'm going to measure the height of the coffee mug. And then I'm going to have to figure out how wide I want my transfer to go around. There is no one particular answer. You got to know your measurements, okay? Same as the person that asks, what size shirt will a 13 by 19 be best on? It depends on what your customers are going for. If you're doing it for yourself and you like big designs, then you can put a 13 by 19 on a large shirt, an extra large shirt, and it may even look great on a 2X shirt. If you don't like large designs and you want to put that 13 by 19 on a larger shirt, then You know, it totally depends. It totally depends on your likes, what you like. Okay, so there's no one. People can sit there and tell you all day long, this design's gonna look better here, that design's gonna look better there, but it's your own preference. It's really your preference. And once you start doing your designs, once you start measuring them like you should be doing, instead of asking people for measurements, which once you start doing that and getting the hang of it, you'll start to see what images look better on which shirts based off of what you're trying to accomplish. Now, I want to create some I want to create some tumbler wrap, some coffee mug wraps, okay? And in doing so, I am going to let's see. In doing so, I am going to choose me a design, okay? So let me see. I like this one. With God, all things are possible. And then it has a verse. I'm going to take this and move it out of the way. Okay? Sliding it out of the way. Now remember, once I select my design, it's already highlighted. I got to go back to graphics. Once I go to graphics, it's no longer highlighted. I highlight that design again, and it's now going to tell me how big that image is. Now, this is an 11-ounce mug. Normally, what I do is I put a 3.5-inch image in height on this 11-ounce mug. So I'm going to change this to 3.5. But when I change this, what happens? It gets smaller. The height gets smaller. So it's 3.5, but the height is less than 2 inches. That may be a problem for you. That may be an issue for you. Okay? So that's why you have to know what you're doing. It's less than 2 inches in height. It's less than 2 inches in height. So that may not be that good. Okay, that may not be something that you want. It's less than 2 inches in height. So you have to know where you want your design. So instead of keeping it like that, I'm going to unlock this lock. I'm going to unlock this. And I'm going to make this 3.5, which is a perfect square. It's gonna make the image look a little different, but it's okay. I can go a little bit more with the width, and I'm gonna take the width probably around to 5 inches, and the height is 3.5. Let me go back on here because it didn't change. 5 inches in width, change, unlock that, put the height back at 3.5, hit the change, and now you got your transfer. That is your coffee mug. So now I want to fill this up. Now I know I have 5 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight this and I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. I've almost used the entire gang sheet. It's probably like 2 more inches down there. I don't know what I can do with that. But anyway, I'm gonna take this gang sheet, and I don't know how many is gonna fit. 3.5. So the questions. How many transfers fit on the 44-inch by 60-inch gang sheet? I don't know. It depends on how you size your images. It's always going to depend on how you size your images. You know it's 44 inches wide. So 44 divided by 3.5. I'm just all messing up, y'all. So we can get 12 inches, 12 images on here. So I'm going to take, and while that's highlighted, I'm going to autofill. I already have one image on there. And I'm going to go 11, hit duplicate, and then go straight across. Now you're not done. because you got space all in here that you can put images. You can put images all in here. Just make sure that when you're putting them in there, they're not overlapping to where you end up cutting the image off. All right. So you, in order to know that it's overlapping, it's going to be red, and you don't want it to overlap. Once you're there, you're good with everything. You're going to confirm it. And basically, there's a picture that says, hey, this is what you're saying that you want on the size gang sheet that you want. This is what you're saying you want on the size gang sheet that you're choosing. Okay. You're going to, if you want to click and add a new design, you can go ahead and do a new design. But if you're done, you're going to say confirm my designs. And then from there, you're going to have to fill out your information. Okay. Got to fill your information out. At least your name and your email. So my name and my email. Then you want to read, because reading is fundamental. Don't get mad. If it's not working out, you got to make sure you read everything, guys. By checking this box, I acknowledge that I have arranged my images on the specific size sheet, on the specified, size sheet. Size them and place them to be printed. I acknowledge that the file should be 300 dpi or higher. Anything less than this may not be clear or blurred. If my image is less than 300 dpi, I acknowledge this and accept the responsibility for the quality of my print. This one is very important, y'all. If my image is less than 300 dpi and I decide to go forward, I'm acknowledging that it's less than 300 dpi and I accept what I actually uploaded. Okay. The next one says, I acknowledge that the blanks spot only prints what I submit. The blanks spot will not make adjustments or modifications to my submissions. Upload PNG files, transparent background, and ready to print artwork only. We've had people try to upload screenshots from their phones. I'm going to say that one again just in case somebody missed it. Please do not try to upload a screenshot from your phone and then wonder why when you get it printed, it's not coming out correctly, okay? Or it's not coming out the best that. So you have to do your part. You got to do your part. The blank spot will not be held liable for poor resolution images. What you send is what is printed. Now, that may not sound too user-friendly, and that may not sound too customer service oriented. However, you have to think about it. If you are going to use the service, upload your image, you have to understand something about design and size. Remember, the part that we get is we get your image and we print it. So we know what it's supposed to look like. But if you upload something that's not to a standard, a certain standard, you gotta understand that we can't fix it. Okay. When using the white background removal tool, I acknowledge that the blank spot is not responsible for any missing pixels or image distortion. That's why we recommend in the beginning, do not use the remove white background. If you haven't removed it before you uploaded it and you use the remove white background, it may take some of the images out, some of your image out. So I recommend that you don't do that. All lines need to have a minimum weight of 2 points. You have to understand what's the weight of the line. I don't want to go into design, but if I have an outline, if I have some white letters, because we know that white is not going to print in sublimation, but I outlined it with a line, i.e. a black color, a red color, a yellow color, a blue color, so I can have that to look like it's white. You need to have at least 2 points, okay? It has to be the weighted has to be at least 2 points. If not, it may not print. Artwork is preferred to be in CMYK color format. That's the cyan, the magenta, the yellow, and the black. No Pantone matching. The blank spot will simply print what you upload. No color adjustments. This is important, guys. Sublimation transfer policy. Sublimation transfers are not refundable. The blank spot will not refund purchases due to user errors. We will, however, replace defective transfers at the time they arrive. We will request photos of such defects to approve these claims within 24 hours of your printing being delivered. So hopefully this is kind of helping you guys out to see what services we're trying to provide. Once you read all that and understand, you're going to confirm. I didn't check the box. Got to check the box. And this may seem a little anal retentive to somebody who may be used to emailing images, right? You may be used to emailing images. You may be the person that's saying, hey, you know what? I just want to email my image and get it done. Well, we don't do that here. If you're ready, let me get this out of here. If you're ready, the next thing it's going to do is going to take you to the option to check out. You can continue to shop or you can check out. Now, this pops up right off the bat. How many first responders do we have on here? Do we have any first responders, any military, active duty or retired, any family members military, anybody who is a teacher or an educator, any medical personnel? If that is you, you can actually apply for this GovX discount. The GovX discount is going to give you 15% when you shop with us every time. Okay? So if that applies to you, you now have the ability to get this discount, and every time you shop with us, you get that. Okay? So now you go to checkout, and everything is everything. So that is what we're doing over here at the blank spot. Let me stop the share and let me see if anybody is on here. And no, they are not. So I'm going to go ahead and end my live stream on YouTube and Facebook. So guys, thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out. Make sure you watch the video again on our YouTube channel. And hopefully you found some value and it made it a lot easier for you to shop with us. Guys, take care. Thanks.